Hey everyone, it's Pearlescent Toys, back in today's video with another Marvel Legends action figure review, and today we are looking at the Superior Spider-Man from the 85th anniversary line. This isn't the first Superior Spider-Man we've gotten in the line. We've actually gotten two others, which we'll get into later. But yeah, let's just focus on this new one. Look at the side art, looking exquisite, loving that. And then the back of the box, yeah, just the same picture, just the entire thing this time. No bio, really missing those. QPC, in case you want to go hunting, good luck. Alright, but without further ado, let's get into the review. And here we have him out of the packaging, Superior Spider-Man. This is a very controversial character, to say the least. Really first appearing in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 700. This is the issue when Peter Parker, pretty much his mind dies with the body of Otto Octavius, and Otto Octavius lives on through the body of Peter Parker, becoming the Superior Spider-Man, vowing to change his ways and do good for the city. And I just remember at the time, like, fans revolting. They could not believe that Marvel would have the gall to kill off one of their longest running characters, their most popular character, Peter Parker. He'd go on to have his own 31 issue run, and then a few subsequent runs after that. I think there's a Superior Spider-Man comic book going right now at the moment, at the time of this recording. So, and I haven't read them, so I could only guess what they're about. But yeah, let's just hop straight into the sculpt and the paint apps. Now, this is a very exciting figure because there are a lot of reuse, but there's also a lot of new parts. Taking a look at the feet and the legs, this is entirely reused from the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. And you know what? That's fine by me because that's my favorite Spider-Man figure of all time. So any parts that are reused here, I welcome with open arms. Of course, you have the toe hinge right there. But yeah, the feet are painted red. Really cool attention to detail right there. And yeah, it largely remains like kind of flat, but that's just due to the character design. You know, there's only so much. What are you gonna, like, dry brush over the black right there, give him some cell shading? Yeah, nah. It looks fine. It looks fine. It's not until we get up to the torso where it's like, something was off. I was assuming that this was just the Renew Your Vows body through and through, but no, it is actually brand new. And of course it is, because they had to create a new part to fit in this back piece and fit it in securely. So, man, it's actually really good looking. It's a nice cross between the Renew Your Vows torso and the original Pizza Spider-Man body mold, which actually debuted with the Superior Spider-Man, the very first one, except that one had like a shrunken in torso, whereas they kind of like elongated it for Pizza. Yeah, here it's just kind of like a mix of all three of them, and I actually really like it. It captures his proportions from the comics really well. A big complaint about the Renew Your Vows was that it was too bulky, and I understand that. I mean, it is supposed to be an older Peter Parker, so I always rocked with it. But yeah, this one definitely captures that early 20s, not eating so much, broke side of Peter Parker. It definitely does. Or, sorry, Dr. Otto Octavius. Ugh. I love this torso piece, and I hope that they reuse it, just like maybe fill in these holes back here for other figures as well. Now let's talk about the web lines, and no, they are not a defect, right? You're seeing them right. So in the drawings in the comics, they were all depicted as, like, the web lines were uneven, they were scattered all about, like you see here, like a sort of like a real spider web. I'm kind of indifferent on that design choice. I definitely love when the lines are even, going all throughout. But like, yeah, them being uneven, it doesn't really bother me, but I'm not a mega fan of it, you know. I'm just indifferent upon it. But yeah, here we have the spider symbol in the middle, and it stretches out. Yeah, this has always been like one of the cleanest designs for Spider-Man. It abruptly stops right here, but that's just because like the backpack, you're always going to have this piece on. So, they didn't really bother with the back, which I'm fine with. Um, and it even continues into the butterfly shoulder joints right there. You pull it back, you could see some detail there, some painted detail on the other side. Really cool. And the shoulder too. Yeah, just so much paint. The arms are pretty barren. I want to say these aren't Renew Your Vows. I was right. Yeah. So looking at the side right here, it is different from the standard Renew Your Vows arms. So those might be new pieces as well. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I am. And then we got the gauntlets, which the original did not have. Oh man, I love these little cuff pieces and the painted in detail right there. And the silver too looks really nice. Yeah, just looking awesome. And of course, the hands, all of them have that painted detail in the palm. Really cool. Now let's move on to accessories, starting with this first head sculpt. This is the standard one, and yeah, as you can see, the paint lines all throughout the web lines are uneven, just like the rest of the suit. Again, I'm indifferent on it. I don't really mind it. But yeah, it just looks really good, and I love the lenses. Those look phenomenal with the pearlescent paint. And yeah, it's just a pretty standard head sculpt. I like it. And then you get this head sculpt. It is supposed to be the reflection of the New York City skyline. And I think they did a pretty good job. It was really well done. Me personally, I don't know. I don't know if I would have wanted to go with this or with just a regular Peter Parker head, or maybe both. But yeah, this is just fine. I don't think I'll have this on here all the time, but it is pretty cool to have when you're posing him. And yeah, he also has those uneven web lines going all throughout. Very consistent. He also comes with 2 fisted hands, 2 web flipping hands, 2 opened out hands with his claws out. Love these. They look so cool. He also comes with this little backpack piece when his Waldos are all retracted in. And of course, the main draw to this figure, those Waldos. Yeah, this is something that was just not included with the original release. That was just baffling because, like, how are you going to have Superior Spider-Man without his Waldos? Yeah, it was just super confusing. But if we finally have them here, and I would say the wait was, it was well deserved. Yeah, these do the job very well. I wouldn't say they are perfect because just moving them around, it's like, as you can see right there, it wants to just like shoot out from the peg, or not shoot out, but like just break within the peg. Like you can see, the plastic is already sort of starting, if my camera wants to focus, is already starting to whiten, which is a sign of breakage, inbound, like it's gonna happen. So that just like really bums me out. They're pretty hard to move at like all the joints. I don't know if I need to just heat mine up or something, but like nonetheless, they do look fantastic. Of course, articulation isn't all too great with them, but for what they are, they're good. But let's go over articulation, starting with the Waldos on the back. Now, every single one has a hinge, allowing them to move pretty much all the way forward, but the body is, of course, blocking it from doing so, and then all the way back. And then at each individual joint, they can go back this much and go forward that much. And then for this joint, it really can't go back at all, but it can go forward. And then for this last one, it can go back just the tiniest bit and then go forward a little bit. And all of them are able to rotate at the base. Now for the actual figure, his head is able to move up this much. It's able to move down that much. He has no pivot, but he does have side to side movement. His arm is able to move up this much and is able to go back this far and go back or forward this much. He has rotation at the shoulder. He has an upper bicep swivel, a double jointed pinless elbow that is able to bend in this much. He has your standard wrist hinge moving up, down, all the way around. And he's able to bend this far back and this far forward. He has waist swivel, allowing him to move side to side. And he has drop down at the legs, allowing them to move even further. He's able to kick out this much, kick off to the side that much, and kick back just the tiniest bit. He has upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee that's able to bend back this much. He has upper calf rotation. His foot is able to move this far down, this far up, a toe hinge, and now on to the size comparisons. Here is Superior Spider-Man next to Miss Marvel and Astonishing Wolverine, Ghost Rider and Scar, Iron Fist and Luke Cage, Daredevil and 97 Wolverine, Ultimate Symbiote Spider-Man and Amazing Friend Spider-Man, Black Widow and Hawkeye, She-Hulk and Ant-Man, Thor and Hulk, Captain America and Iron Man. And here we have him next to the first Superior Spider-Man and Superior Octopus. Yeah, there really is no competition. This one is the Superior Spider-Man. Doc Ock and Doc Ock, Darwin and Morbius, Deadpool and Hydra Bob, Grogu and Commander Gary, and finally Jeff the Shark and Spider Ham. Alright, time for my final rating and my overall thoughts. I think I'm going to give Superior Spider-Man here a final rating of 9.5 out of 10. I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. I think the base figure itself, even without the Waldos, was freaking phenomenal. It was so well done. I love the implementation of the Renew Your Vows legs because they are just so dang posable. I love it. And then you get some new parts up north. You get the torso and maybe those arms too. Both of those make for a great Spider-Man body mold. And I hope that they continue using this mold for other Spider-Man figures because it is just perfect. The reason why this figure just narrowly misses that perfect score, a 10 out of 10, is the Waldos. I don't think they were necessarily done the greatest. I think they could have spent a little bit more time on those, especially with the pegs at the base. I feel like they could snap off at any point. Yeah, very cheap feeling, and that's a real big bummer because the rest of this figure is just top notch, you know? They fed families with this figure, but that's what this feels like. The rest of this is a delicious breakfast meal, whereas the Waldos is just kind of like a burnt piece of bacon. But hey, the Waldos are better than nothing. So yeah, I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, that'll do for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Anything you can do that will support the channel will be greatly appreciated. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye. And it's especially surprising that this figure is just normal, normal compared to like every other mainline release, whereas the Iron Spider that was released 2 years ago was like going for $30, I think. That's insane.